This project first came to my attention back in 2009, when it seemed that to make up for rejecting a third runway at Heathrow, my party manifesto pledged to consult on this massive white elephant. So as a new backbencher, back in 2011, I led a debate begging the government to look again at the economic case for the project then. HS2's heroic forecasting of up to 4% year-on-year passenger growth was even then undermined by the experience of HS1 that had achieved less than half its forecast. The economic case for HS2 had assumed that all time spent on a train was wasted, so a 20-minute time saving between Birmingham and London could account for huge economic gain. The green credentials of HS2 assumed that the power required to run it would be 100% generated through renewable sources. And at the time, the cost was forecast to be £32 billion, with HS2 opening by 2026. So where are we now? Train passenger increases bottomed out long before COVID. Everybody can now work on a train using Wi-Fi, and government figures show the costs of the project have exponentially risen to well over £100 billion. And here we are in 2021 with enabling work only just begun. The paving bill got royal assent in November 2013, effectively giving HS2 a blank cheque. I was one of 38 who voted against it, and then we set up a compensation and mitigation forum with a number of MPs who were determined to protect their constituencies. At the time, we were all promised that no expense would be spared to ensure that our communities and countryside were looked after. Well, how wrong that proved to be. The toll on lives and livelihoods has been massive. Andy, Ben, Murray and Anne in Radstone have had to battle for years to get HS2 to confirm what was agreed in writing during the hybrid bill, a proper sound barrier to protect their village and a lowering of the line. 5 years later, these issues are still outstanding. And Pauline and Doug, whose successful holiday business was shut down by HS2 taking their land, and 4 years later, they're still awaiting compensation, and they're stuck in their old home and have no income. And the beautiful village of Chipping Warden, now surrounded by construction materials that HS2 have just dumped in this lovely countryside area. For me as an MP dealing with what can only be described as the appalling treatment of my constituents by HS2 has taken on average 25% of my time since 2010, and it's caused real mental health issues for hundreds of local people. My honourable friend, the HS2 Minister, is working very hard to help, but Mr Mundell, I'm just going to say it straight. HS2 is an appalling waste of money, and I'm ashamed of the way it's being implemented. We need a fresh vote. Yeah.